Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Hello and good Sunday evening, folks. Thank you for tuning to the Q2 Weekend News to close out your weekend. I'm Dustin Klemann. Today, the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, Texas, came together for the first time since a gunman killed 26 members of their congregation. CBS's Weijia Zhang has tonight's story.
Crowds of mourners made their way to Sutherland Springs on Sunday. A week earlier, the town was the scene of the worst mass shooting in Texas history. 26 men, women, and children gunned down as they worshiped inside First Baptist Church. They were remembered at an overflowing Sunday service held in a tent.
I know everyone who gave their life that day, some of which were my best friends, one my daughter.
Among those in attendance was Texas Senator John Cornyn, who said he was struck by the resilience the community has shown.
To see Pastor Pomeroy and his wife there having lost their 14-year-old daughter, and to hear his inspirational words. I saw him standing there at the front of the church comforting others, and he lost his 14-year-old daughter. It's remarkable.
The church itself reopened on Sunday, having undergone a dramatic transformation. Its interior has been painted completely white. The victims are represented by 26 chairs, each with a single red rose on it. Since the shooting, people have been gathering at a roadside shrine near the scene of the crime. On Sunday, one visitor said he was there to celebrate the living as well as grieve the dead.
They don't stand alone. Something like this can tear one individual up, but it doesn't tear up a family, it doesn't tear up the whole. And that's why we're here.
The victims of the shooting began to be laid to rest this weekend, including 4 who were buried on Sunday. Funerals for the rest will take place throughout the week. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Washington.
The pastor of the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs says the church building will eventually be demolished to make way for a new one. Back here in our region, Billings police are bringing back a successful unit to help combat crime in the Magic City. Beginning next year, a 5-personnel street crime unit will fight quality-of-life crimes, burglaries, thefts, guns, stolen vehicles, which has seen a sharp uptick in the past few years. Street crime unit was used for years up until the late 90s when it was cut due to staffing shortages. Now, having a dedicated unit, police are looking to cut down on these crimes and find those responsible.
You're going to have officers out there in an undercover capacity conducting investigations and again trying to catch individuals either in the act or finding out who they are and locating them and investigating them for these crimes that they may be involved with. So we're hoping that it will produce some big results for us.
BPD is at a full staff level that it's allowed. 3 patrol officers will be assigned, including a detective and a detective sergeant. Possibly people think twice before committing a crime in the Magic City. We go to weather now. We think twice about the weather, where it's cold this weekend, but Monday is actually looking pretty darn good.
It is. We've got a bit of a fog issue maybe in eastern Montana tonight, but the warming trend is definitely going to take effect tomorrow. That's good news for us. Speaking of fog, got a great picture right now on our Q2 Facebook page. That started this evening. Sandy Dara out there in Glendive snapped that picture of a parking lot. Now this next picture from the Q2 Facebook page, I hope you're not having a snack, because this eagle is having a snack, and that's some kind of a grizzly beast that it picked up somewhere. But anyway, Sheila Draper took this picture somewhere near Billings, and that is a unique shot, and I thought it was pretty cool. So thanks for sending that in, Sheila. The headlines as we head into the next couple of days: we've got a beautiful day tomorrow, a little bit warmer, and then mild with some showers on Turkey Tuesday. By the way, stop by anytime Tuesday at the studios of Q2 from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Drop off a turkey for the Billings Food Bank or make a donation. And when you drop off a turkey, sign up for those free Skybox Cat Grizz game tickets. We'll be giving those away Tuesday evening during our 6 o'clock show. So we want you to be there for that. We have the complete forecast coming up in just a little bit. Dustin?
All right, Rob, thank you very much. And we would love to see you out here Turkey Tuesday. It's downtown Billings. Come on down. A tradition in Billings brings hope and comfort to families remembering loved ones tonight.
Pat and Grace Allen, Marlene Amen, Carrie Anderson.
About 600 names were read inside Riverstone Health's 27th annual Hospice Tree of Light ceremony. That list includes people who have died this year and in years past. After the reading, they go outside to light the tree, and this year the family of John Black performed the honors. Black's daughter understands the Tree of Lights both as a grieving family member and a hospice worker.
It's a very special moment, and to hear their name read aloud, even if it's been a long time since they passed, they're never out of your heart, so it's kind of nice to hear that name said aloud in reverence. My dad died 2 months ago, so it's particularly meaningful to us today. All of us have carried the people we've worked with all the years in our hearts forever.
Donations to the Hospice Tree of Lights helps future hospice patients and their families. Before we go to break, Montana farmers and ranchers raise a lot of high-quality products that a lot of consumers don't even realize. Tonight's Montana Ag feature, Russell Nemitz shares the story of making the perfect pair of socks from American wool.
There's that phenomena that happens with one person putting wool on their feet. When they do that, they go, gosh, what have I been missing?
For sock maker Nestor Hosiery in Mount Airy, North Carolina, the perfect pair of socks always starts with the main ingredient, wool.
Yeah, wool's where it starts, and wool's what's working for you. It's placed against the skin. It's the ingredient in the sock that's managing moisture, managing comfort. Some of the other components hold the sock together and keep the sock durable.
Here at Nestor Hosiery in Mount Airy, North Carolina, they produce about 12,000 dozen pair of socks each week, or about 288,000 individual socks, including their farm to feet line, which uses 100% American wool.
Still a very young brand, but that brand is a brand principled on transparency in supply, and it's much more than the origin. It's more of telling the story of manufacturing. The companies involved, from the American sheep industry rancher, where he or she has grown the wool, all the way through.
Being a family-owned and operated business themselves, the Nestor family and their employees also treasure the relationship they have with America's wool producers.
That's been one of the real treasures of the last 5 years of my career is getting to communicate with the sheep ranchers. Yeah, the hard work that goes into farming is something that our whole company is familiar with, and getting to communicate with some of those great personalities has been a lot of fun.
So America's wool producers can take great pride in knowing that companies like Nestor Hosiery still depend on high-quality American wool so people everywhere can enjoy a perfect pair of socks. Reporting from Nestor Hosiery here in Mount Airy, North Carolina, I'm Russell Nemitz.
Thank you very much, Russell. Russell says wool is one of the world's most diverse natural fibers, and Montana wool growers are a big part of the fiber's success story. Also here in Montana, you don't have to travel very far to find a world champion burger joint. This weekend, the Burger Dive and Brad Houston looked to defend the title this year. This year was a top 10 finish, landing 5th for the burger that they built. It's been a busy year for the local favorite of the Burger Dive, including an appearance on Travel Channel's Man vs. Food, and a lot of success and business coming through from all around the country. Congratulations to them. Still ahead on the Q2 10 o'clock news, stabbing at the Mall of America. We'll have the very latest on that developing story after the break in our world headlines. Plus, in this month's Waiting Child, she's a big fan of horses and is looking for a forever home. We'll introduce you to Haley. And later in sports, Cat Grizz Week is here with plenty on the line. We'll tell you each team's goal coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Dustin Klemann, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the Q2 10 o'clock news in high definition.